And actually, there is a mixed response this morning from people getting in touch. We perhaps cynically thought that people wouldn't like them, but quite a few people are saying that they'd buy them for their children, which is very nice.
But except you can't have cuddly, mascot-y things that are made from steel from the stadium.
Well, I think the original idea was they're made from steel, but I guess they'll be selling them as little fluffy toys. They won't be selling great big lumps with steel for children to play with, will they?
You never know. Kids love that sort of thing, belting each other with them, all that. Excellent. Thank you, Charlotte. Do you know, I think it's a good idea to look at the papers. Let's run those. And hello there, thanks for tuning in. This is Sky News Sunrise with me, Eamon Holmes, and this is political journalist Roanna Davis, who is reviewing the newspapers this morning. She was here an hour ago, and a very nice reaction to you being here. So people have liked what she said, and she shoots from the hip. Charlotte on the news this morning. Top story, post-mortem test that will be carried out today on the 2 children found dead in a Spanish...
Bundock, Sky News.
In just about 5 minutes, we've got the newspapers with Roanna Davis. Stay tuned for that. And Charlotte now with a rundown of what else is happening.
Thanks, Eamon. David Cameron and Nick Clegg will unveil the full details of their historic coalition deal this morning and will reveal what they're claiming is common ground over a wide range of policy areas. One of those areas of agreement was the pledge to tackle the...
Need a record as well.
Thank you, Mick. Is that it?
And that's it for me, yes.
You have lips like Mick Jagger.
Thanks.
Just noticing that. Well, unfortunately, I've got a face like him,
especially
in HD. This is Roanna Davis, and she's a political journalist, and she's doing the newspapers this morning. Roanna, it's the Daily Mirror, and they're showing this parliamentary shake-up that Nick Clegg is reforming. He's setting himself up as the great reformer, isn't he? But, you know, what difference does it make to any of our lives?
I think these are really good measures and they really should be welcomed. Over the last sort of 10 years, we've really seen power slip from the citizen to the state, and now we're finally getting some back. And I think that's really to be welcomed.
Well, as I say, but really to be welcomed, but like what? Like what? What's gonna change our lives?
Well, if you have things like fixed-term parliaments and voting reform, an elected House of Lords, then you get a more accountable, fairer system of government that then delivers better policy.
Can we get them out before the fixed term if things all went belly up?
Well, that's quite interesting because obviously we've had this move to say that only 55% of Parliament voting will now get rid of a government if they want to.
So what's good about that?
I think that's aggressive, and I think that goes against everything that Clegg's saying today. Because that says, oh, look, we're just going to give more power to the government rather than less. And it's quite sneaky to change the rules of the game to make sure that you stay in power longer.
Who is this man, Clegg? I mean, what way does he see himself? You know, what way does he want history to paint himself? He obviously has a particular image of how he wants to be remembered.
Yeah. He definitely wants to be the new man of politics, doesn't he? There's an air of kind of, maybe I could be like Obama, I think, going on there, which I think sometimes is a little bit overblown. Genuine nice guy. I think my worry with Clegg is that he doesn't, although he's very interested in the rules of the game, he's not interested in the people who are running his party. I mean, have you noticed how few women there are around at the moment at the Lib Dems? There aren't enough even to form a little circle around him to make him look better at the moment. And that's quite bad.
Unlike Sky News Sunrise, where I surround myself with women, I mean, I am all for this, as you well know, Charlotte. And Nick Clegg, he's the spitting image of Charlotte's husband.
Really?
Yeah, he is.
Apparently so.
Matter of fact, we think she's married to Nick Clegg. We're not sure at times. Andy Burnham, he's entered the Labour leadership race. Nice man, Andy Burnham, but has he got the steel required?
I don't think so. I mean, he's chosen to launch his whole running campaign in the Daily Mirror today, and I thought the whole agenda just seemed to be very targeted towards what the tabloids wanted. And I think we need someone with a little bit more backbone than that.
Yeah. You see, he says here, I can make Labour a voice for all people who want to get on in life. Part of the problem was, of course, people, increasingly a lot of the electorate associated Labour with the party that was for the people who didn't want to get on in life.
I think it's a myth that anyone doesn't want to get on in life. Everyone wants to do well.
Do you ever watch the Jeremy Kyle show?
People do want to get on in life. The question is, do they have the confidence and the skills and the ability to do that? And I just think that Labour is best when it supports people who are out of work to get into work instead of just labelling them losers.
One of the nicest actors I have ever met, because a lot of these American stars that come in, Charlotte and I would see them whenever it is. I mean, quite frankly, you could take them or leave them, couldn't you, Charlotte? But John Travolta, Nice man. Terrible tragedy in his life with the death of his son last year. But now, after the tears, this headline says, a new baby for the Travoltas.
I think it's fantastic news. I mean, obviously losing their son must have been really devastating, and they've been trying for a child, I understand, for quite a long time now.
Kelly Preston is 47 years of age.
And I think that's great as well, I have to say, because a lot of women get very, very worried and very nervous about their body clock ticking. And here's this woman who's fit and healthy and at 47 is going to have a child. And that, I think, offers up some more alternatives for women and stops them panicking too early. We are healthier for longer now. We shouldn't be as worried as we used to be.
Don't worry, Charlotte. It's fine. And you had that big birthday this week as well.
I've got a few years left then in that case.
My mother was 48 when she had my younger brother. So
but your husband doesn't look like Travolta.
No.
It is
But it is good news. Did you hear what happened to John Travolta yesterday? You know, he has this big jet airplane and he landed it on...
His dogs.
Yes, he landed on the runway and he said he has his dogs with him and he said to the dogs, you know, go out and have a little run round the runway. But then some big luggage truck came down and ran over both of them. Killed them. Yeah, shocking.
It's very sad.
It's very
It
sad.
is very sad, but it's very, yes, it is very sad.
It's sort of a bit like a cartoon, though, isn't it?
Yes.
So
Yes.
we shouldn't laugh. We shouldn't laugh.
Well, we're not.
No, we're not.
We're not.
No.
You might be. James Whale was here, he would. No, he likes animals. No, it'll be gone. Right, now, here's one of these ridiculous things in these cost-cutting days. What is this? This Keystone Carts, it's called. How ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I know
That'll scare the hoodies, won't it?
Yeah, I mean, I know the Home Sec said she was making cuts, but I'm really not sure about whether we should go for these. I do think, however, it is a one-off. I don't think this is something that the police are set to roll out anytime soon.
Good. This one is happening. Where's this happening? It's Hampshire. Hampshire Constabulary.
Is it an electric-powered one, or is it pedal power, or...?
No, it's maximum speed 20 miles per hour. I think it is actually pedal power, so it might catch someone in a Zimmer frame, maybe.
Yeah. OK, now, Cameron and Clegg, or whatever our little Wenlock and Mandeville, the Olympic charmers, the little mascots. Charlotte, you like these, yeah?
Well, I'm not sure, actually, to be honest with you. I have
What
to
are
say.
they, Charlotte? What are they?
They're
That's the
just
thing.
one-eyed weirdos, I think, really. But no, I mean, they're supposed to be drops of steel. They're supposed to sort of signify, you know, they've come off the kind of, you know, Olympic building site, and they're supposed to appeal to children. They're supposed to have a story around them that children will like.
What do you mean, like, you know, people who sort of nick lead or something, or copper off roofs and things? Is that what they've been?
I don't think that's the story behind them. No. They're sort of, you know, created in the formation process. So we've had quite a big response from people, varying from Matthew Heath, who says, "I hope they're better than the awful logo they spent all that money on." Amarjit says the mascots are fantastic. He says, "I love them." There's another one here, Lee Middleton in Hull. Now he's just had a new baby, and he's looking forward to buying the mascots for his child. He says they'll be a good way to remember. Ethan Hunt, though, says the mascots look stupid. I'm beginning to think the design team is
Ethan
a primary
Hunt.
school.
Who's he? Mission Impossible? Tom Cruise? Was that a real name?
That's his name on Twitter.
That's the name. That's the name of the Tom Cruise character,
Is it?
Mission Impossible. Ethan Hunt, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, your mission, should you decide to accept it. What do you think, Roanna?
I like them, actually. I'm pro. I think they're fun and
Did you never have
interesting and
dolls when you
amusing.
were young or anything? How could you like those?
No, I like them because they're different. You know, they're not a sexist stereotype. They're, you know, they're just kind of interesting. They're
It's
kind
not
of quirky.
about this old rubbish.
They're
It's
kind
about
of
the
cool.
Corinthian spirit, surely.
Yeah, but I think they're original, and I think they've got us
There's
talking.
certainly that.
And they've got everyone talking, so that's good.
Yeah, OK. Lovely. Roanna Davis, that's the newspapers. Thank you very much indeed for your compilation of them. This is Sky News Sunrise on a Thursday.
Really, I think, helps to bring to light, you know, our issues with prejudice and our sense of belonging.
Now, before you sit down to write the musical score,
Whilst doing that,
Yeah.
and other times we like to be noticed some of the time, though.
I know exactly what you mean, and there's certain aspects of film that I appreciate that I think other people don't see. You know, I appreciate very much the sound quality of a film, for instance, which I'm sure lots of people, you probably don't ever go to film.
it wouldn't be something I would notice.
But I look at very ordinary films. For instance, the film The Magnificent Seven is a very ordinary film, but it's made a magnificent film simply because of the
music.
film score and the music. I hope you can do the same for Skin. We're now going to have a listen to your work. So we've got pictures and your music, and we put them together. This is what we get.
Thank you.